Hi there, this is Pride Weekly. We'll start with Monday. A new HIV drug's causing quite a lot of excitement. There's been a large clinical trial in southern Africa on women aged 16 to 25. It's found twice-yearly injections of lenacapavir provide total protection from the virus. The trial's gone so well, it's ended early. Salim Abdul Karim's from an HIV/AIDS research centre involved in the trial. He tells PBS the drug could have a big impact.
Young women bear the brunt of the HIV pandemic in Africa, and if we can get this drug rolled out to large numbers of high-risk women, we could make a huge dent on the pandemic.
If you go by what the UN says, 4,000 young women were infected with HIV globally in 2022. 3,100 of those were in Africa. Former US service members convicted under a military law that banned gay sex are being pardoned. President Biden says he wants to right a historic wrong, and this is about dignity and decency. The law was in force between 1951 and 2013. Thousands of veterans were thrown out of the military because of their sexuality or gender identity. An attempt to have same-sex relations decriminalised in Malawi has failed. A ruling by the country's High Court means homosexuality remains an offence with a maximum 14-year prison sentence. Amnesty International says it's a bitter setback for human rights there. And we'll sneak an extra story in. A non-binary category's been added to next year's Tokyo Marathon. Brings the race into line with the world's other big events in Berlin, Boston, Chicago, London and New York. There'll also be gender-neutral bathrooms and changing areas along the route. It's Pride Daily for Tuesday. Hong Kong doesn't have same-sex marriage, but 10 queer couples there have found a way around that. They've tied the knot on a video call with a celebrant in Utah, so technically they've got married in America. Means the couples will now have certain legal rights, with the hope what they've done might lead to change in Hong Kong. The highest court there has already ordered the government to work on making civil unions a thing. Marriage equality campaigner Esther Leung told PA the decision was a big step forward.
It is a significant victory which makes clear that Hong Kong law must afford due respect and protection to same-sex couples. This will help families while hurting no one.
The top court in Hong Kong stopped short of recognising same-sex marriage. 3/5 of people there support it. Plans for a crackdown on queer rights in Georgia have been given initial approval by Parliament. Same-sex marriage and adoption would be illegal under the Family Values Bill, as would gender reassignment surgery. Also in the crosshairs, LGBTQ+ propaganda in schools and public gatherings promoting gay relationships. And $35,000 in damages for the woman in Canada refused a leg wax because she's trans. Says she was told a salon in Ontario couldn't provide male waxing services and staff wouldn't be comfortable with someone like her. Happened at Max Wax in March 2018. Everyone who works there's got to take human rights training. It's Pride Daily for Wednesday. Thousands of people have turned out in Singapore for this year's Pink Dot Rally. It's been around since 2009, highlighting LGBTQ+ discrimination and pushing for more inclusion. This year's theme was No One Left Behind, drawing attention to, amongst other things, the lack of certain legal rights for queer people. And courtesy of Pink Dot's YouTube, let's hear from a couple of participants.
We're actually hoping that by being here, it shows that queer people exist in Singapore, in hopes that in the future we will all have equal rights eventually.
Pink Dot for me was the first time I actually met other people like me. That's why I came back every year, because everybody treats you as family.
Hundreds of people wrote messages for Singapore's new Prime Minister, expressing their hopes for more LGBTQ+ acceptance. Gay sex was only decriminalised there in 2022, and there's no same-sex marriage. A pride demonstration in Turkey's seen at least 15 people arrested. There's been no official event in Istanbul since 2015, when it was banned because of unspecified security reasons. Protesters still turn out each year though. More than 100 have gathered this time round, calling for an end to anti-LGBTQ+ language from politicians. And the world's biggest celebration of queer classical music returns to London this evening. Classical Pride showcases LGBTQ+ composers and artists, past and present. Kicks off with a classical drag battle later, including performers Monet Exchange, Bojangles and Snow White Trash. The event's organised by top gay composer Oliver Zeffman, and it's on till Sunday. It's Pride Daily for Thursday. 2 men in Latvia have become the first to register the relationship as a civil union. A new law is now in effect in the Baltic state that's right next door to Russia. Lucky Latvia. Maxims Ringo and Yanis Lox from Riga exchange silver rings. They're saving the gold ones for whenever same-sex marriage is legalised. The pair have been together for 5 years and tell Reuters it's about validation.
I feel excited, kind of emotional about it as well, because it is for us a really big step, and not only for us, for the country itself. We are finally will be recognized in the eyes of the government that we exist as a couple.
Partners in civil unions get certain tax and social security benefits, plus hospital visiting rights. Issues remain around inheritance though, and couples can't adopt. The parents of a queer woman in India have tried to have her committed to a mental institution to treat her sexual orientation. They told Kerala's High Court she's in a toxic relationship with a same-sex partner who's trans and is being illegally detained. The 23-year-old denies that and claims her family's attacked her partner and tried to abduct her. Judges ruled she can live how she wants and warned her relatives against violence. And one of the most famous gay couples in Thailand have got engaged. Both Nuttapong and New Year Kittiwat have been together since 2012 and starred as same-sex partners in a popular drama called Top Secret together. Both got down on one knee in a hotel room with hundreds of red roses. They've become fiancés just a few weeks after Thailand legalised marriage equality. It's Pride Daily for Friday. 30 years in prison for the man behind a terror attack at a Pride festival in Norway. 2 people were killed and 9 badly hurt a couple of years ago in Oslo. Zania Matapor fired 10 rounds with a machine gun and 8 with a handgun outside a gay bar. The 45-year-old, who's a Norwegian citizen, is originally from Iran. This man explained to AP at the time the personal impact of the attack.
I have no words, lost friends, one friend I know has died and I have 20 friends in the hospital. So I don't have any words. It's just, I don't have any words.
Matapor's 30-year sentence is the longest for terrorism in Norway's history. Prosecutors said he'd sworn allegiance to the Islamic State group. Cameroon is about as anti-queer can be. Homosexuality gets you locked up, transitioning's illegal, and so on and so on. Imagine then how awkward it would be for the president if his daughter was in a same-sex relationship. Well, wonder no more. Brenda Beers posted a photo showing her kissing another woman. The 26-year-old says she's crazy about her and wants the world to know. Daddy Paul's been president of the African country since 1982. And a prom night for older LGBTQ+ people's taken place in Dublin. The events and their equivalents for kids leaving school are a rite of passage, but queer young people in the closet miss out. So Ireland's Beltane Festival's held a prom, letting older LGBTQ+ people experience this milestone whilst being their authentic selves. I'm Kev McGrath. See you Monday.